So the subject for this semester is disaster management, and unit 1 is introduction to disasters. So there are various types of disasters, and today's session we will see various definitions. Then we will see the types of disasters. So how it is occurring, what is the reason, is there any way to prevent, or whether it is a man-made disaster or natural disaster. See, you can say the disaster as natural, as, or you can say it as man-made. Okay, so content of today's presentation will be, we will start with various definitions like what is called as disaster, what is called hazard, then vulnerability, resilience and risk. See, all these terms are different, they are not same, but they look as if all the words are for the same meaning, but there is a different thing. So first let us start with what is a disaster. This is an important, there are 2 mark question. All these definitions will be a 2 mark question, so you can take down. So arising from natural or man caused by accident or negligence. So see, a disaster can occur accidentally by any some circumstances, by accidentally a disaster can occur, or due to negligence. That will usually occur in country like India. Everything we will accept, okay, let us go, but that will leads to disaster. I will show some images of such types of disasters. Okay, so what is the final thing is, which will have a substantial loss of life. Okay, due to disaster, so many lives will be, what to say, leads to death. Then human suffering, in some case death will not be there, but there will be a suffering, and in some case you will have a, your properties and all will be damaged, and something will damage your environment. Okay, and such nature and magnitude which is beyond the your controllability, we call it as disaster. Okay, so once the disaster is there, then your life, your property, everything, there is a chance for distraction. Okay, so that is called disaster. Then comes hazard. So now you have to be very clear what is the difference between disaster and hazard. And hazard is an agent which has potential to cause harm to the target. So what is meant by agent? So if it is flood, then what is the agent is water. Okay, so that is what called as hazard. So hazard is not creating a problem to you, and hazards are the agent which is going to create a problem for you. Hazards can be both natural or human induced. So some, they say corona itself is, that coronavirus is an hazard. Okay, you are able to understand that coronavirus, you will call it as hazard. Sometimes natural hazards such as floods, drought are caused by, so even if floods, you cannot call it as natural. That is based upon only human activity that floods are occurring, and we will see it clear. But now when they ask what is hazard, the thing which has to come from you is, they are the agent. Okay, so these are the agent which is for that particular disaster. Okay, sometimes natural hazards, that what I have told, floods and all. Okay, finally floods can be caused by bad drainage facilities, and drought can be caused by over irrigation or groundwater pollution. Okay, all this thing we will see. Only thing you have to remember is, hazard is nothing but an agent. Okay, so these are the various symbols you might have seen, showing that it is putting a warning, saying that some hazard is there, don't go. Okay, generic caution, biological hazards, high voltage. I think you might have seen this logo, high voltage logo, you might have seen. We will place such that you are not supposed to go near, because the air will be ionized, and there is a possibility of getting shock. When the voltage increases, the distance from that voltage source should also increase, so that you are not supposed to go near. So now you are able to clear. Hazards itself is not creating a problem. hazards when come in contact with person, it creates problem. Okay, non-ionized radiation, this you might have seen in some telecommunication towers and all. So all these telecommunication towers you are not supposed to go and touch. If you are touching, then you will have some radiation entering into it. Then radiation high level source, wherever you see like any fan like structure, it is indicating it is radioactive material. Next is laser hazard. Then comes toxic. All chemicals will be put in with the logo like your skull and two bones, which indicates it is toxic in nature. Then explosives. Then highly flammable like your petrol, diesel, all the things, they will put it as highly flammable. So you are not supposed to go. Then you can ask a doubt, what is there? You have put in with a symbol as cold. Even very cold temperature material should not be touched. If you touch, what will happen is your skin will get cracked. Okay, this will be usually written on oxygen carrying containers. So when you see oxygen, when oxygen is a gas, when you liquefy the particular gas, it will become liquid. At that condition, the temperature will be very low. Beyond minus it will be there, but it will be in liquid state. So at that time, what will happen is if you go and touch that particular liquid, your entire skin and all will get cracks. Even some worst case, your blood itself will frozen, and that leads to so many problems. Okay, then comes optical radiation, oxidizing, then health danger. This is just a cross mark, just you are not supposed to go. And then chemical weapon. See, nowadays this logo is very popular, chemical weapon. We are all facing the difficulty, so only we have moved from direct class to online class itself. Okay, our subject is the where we going to see why we are moving from normal class to online class itself. Okay, now what is risk? Now I am going into third one. I have started with saying that hazard. Sorry, we have started from disaster. So disaster, we have seen what is at various types of disaster. Then we move on to risk. Okay, after hazard we are moving to risk. Now risk. Okay, now what government says is put the mask. Okay, but the people are not putting the mask, so that is called as risk. The probability that exposure to an hazard will lead to negative consequences are more simple, and hazard poses no risk if there is no exposure to that hazard. Okay, that is what we say. So I think now you are clear. Disaster is something which is happening. For happening this, you should want a person called agent, and that agent we call it as hazard. And if this agent if you are able to escape from it, then you are at lower risk. Then if it is you are more exposed to the hazard, then you are under high risk. So what government say? Wear mask. So if you wear mask, then the possibility of risk is less. Okay, again there is so many types of mask, so you have to properly select which type of mask will be better. So that is what I have given an example as. For risk I have given an example of mask. Okay, hazards can be dormant or potential, which means, and normally speaking, it will be in dormant condition, or which will not react to anything unless otherwise you go and touch. Okay, see, now even corona is there, unless otherwise this corona is get into your mouth and reaches your lungs. Till it is reaching lungs, there is no issue. Once it is touched your lungs, then only your problem starts. Okay, so that is what we say. Hazards are usually dormant, which means they will not come into reaction. Okay, so an event that is caused by interaction with hazard is called as incident. So incident at which you get corona, we say. The likely severity of undesirable consequences of an incident associated with an hazard combined with the probability of this occurring constitute to the associated risk. Okay, so this is what clearly says. They are silent. When you go and touch them, then comes your interaction, or we call it a word called incident. then again if I am very strong, even though if I go and touch it, I am capable of coming out, then the probability of risk is less. That is why Indians, their death rate is less compared to other countries, because normally itself our lungs gets more impurity from air. So what happens is your lungs is not prone for always good air, so there is a chance for always an impurities. So what happens is your lungs is trained for impurities, so it is trained for more and more impurities. So what happens is, even this corona if reaches in, is already is prone for that. So that is why most of the people escapes from corona, from death. Okay, so that is what we mean to say. So I repeatedly I will say, so that you can understand what is disaster, what is agent, and what is risk. Okay, the person corona we say is called disaster, the agent is that the bacteria, the risk is how you try to avoid from that bacteria to your body. Okay, then comes your vulnerability. So this is the ability to withstand the effect of hostile environment. So if your body is more vulnerability, which means you can fight with corona. Okay, even though if this corona enter into your body, you can fight. So the level of fighting of your body, we call it as vulnerability. Okay, so usually we call it as window of vulnerability is a time frame within which defense measures are mentioned. Okay, so when you say corona is there, what they are doing, you will be kept for some duration of time. Okay, beyond that time, that particular virus will loses its power. Okay, so that is what we say. In some case what happens, within that particular time it goes beyond the limit, so the person cannot be safeguarded. In some case what happens is, after the 12 days person get out of it. See, this is the virus where there is no medicine, only thing are you able to withstand. So best example for vulnerability. Okay, even though there are so many disaster where they will be compare this. See, even this word will be used for any flood. If flood is there, what we will say, for how many days this flood is not been drained. Okay, so what is the measure you are taking to drain the flood? So that will come into vulnerability. So let us move on to the next one. Resilience. Disaster resilience is the ability of the individual or communities or organization and the state to adapt to and recover from hazard. Okay, at this point of time I like to quote a country called Japan. Okay, in World War II, what happened is, you all know, a bomb has been put on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but see the country growth. So they had a very good resilience, they fought against it. See, when you compare that Second World War condition with this corona, this is nothing. Okay, corona is nothing. In World War II, due to that atomic bomb, nothing was there, and survived person also has so many problems. But see what happens is, they come from out of that and they are now at the top. When you go for any electronic product, what we say is, buy a Japanese product, so that it will be there for you so many years. So that is what we call it as resilience. It is the ability of the individual or the communities or the organization and the state to adapt to and recover from hazard, shocks or stress. So example, for when you take shocks, then it will withstand for 5 to 10 minutes, then you can come out. Stress, there are so many types of stress, you have to sit and analyze whether that stress is required or not. If that stress is not required, you can come out of it. Okay, so without compromising long term for the development. So but the example what I have given Japan, that we all should think, because we cry for small things that is the tendency of Indians, or the even you can say is as the rest of the world. If you permit, try to see about the tsunamis which is affected Japan and how they came back. Okay, so that is what we can say best example for resilience. Okay, now let us move on to the second part for today's session. So second part is we start with an earthquake. Okay, so earthquakes are sudden shaking and vibration of the earth crust. This is totally we can say it as natural, but that is wrong, because some earthquakes are caused due to humans. Okay, wherever nature tries to respond, there will be always a back person, which is nothing but man. Man might have made something which leads to all types of disaster. Even though you call the earthquake as a natural, there are some situations where these earthquakes are caused due to human. Okay, a fault in is a fracture of crack in the rock where one side has moved relative to other. So if there is under the earth, we say as a platelets. So it is like a large plate which is there, and so this plates try to move. This movement is due to rotation of the earth, since the earth is rotating on its own axis and it is rotating the sun. Due to the self rotation of your earth, there is a very large block of rock inside or below the surface which try to move. Okay, so if this try to move, and if the two different plates try to collide, then there is a chance for earthquake. Okay, whether it is going to, both the rocks are going to it in the same direction or opposite direction, and we will see there are so many types. Okay, then just for a few centimeters to thousands of kilometers, okay, this earthquake will be felt by human within a starting from a centimeter level to kilometer. Even sometimes you might have seen it might be originated near Japan, but we are able to see the shake. Okay, the center core will be near Japan. You know the distance between the Japan and India, it is very huge. Okay, so if the center of the earthquake is occurring in Japan, you will feel it near you. So that is what they say, that will try to travel. So this is a photo which was taken from Australia. So where you can see there is layers of rocks, or the layers of your earth crust. So they have digged for around 3 meters. So the topmost, this is taken as 0 level, this is taken as 0 level. From 0 level they have digged till 3 meters. This they doesn't the story behind this is they have not digged to see whether earthquake and all, they have digged it for putting a road. So at that time they were able to visualize. See, you can visualize it is a separate layers like that, so that they try to move. If they try to move, obviously what happens is there is chance for earthquake. This is a photo taken from Australia. Then when you go with the types of earthquakes, there is natural and then it is man-made. So in natural there are 3 types: platonics, interplate earthquakes, intraplate earthquakes. Okay, so when you move on to man-made, explosion used to tunnel through the rocks. So we all know our humans, they doesn't leave anything, they go under sea, they try to put tunnel inside sea, they try to put tunnel inside mountain. So they do all type of these things. So what happens is, how to go inside your mountain is you have to put a hole. How to put a hole is to put an explosive and try to remove that particular portion and try to create tunnel. So this will also leads to earthquake. Then evacuate open pit mines. I think you all know mines is nothing but coal mine. We try to take coal It will be not in the order of meters and all. Now even we have gone inside for more than a kilometer. So what happens is, if you go on taking coal or your raw materials, so what happens is, obviously this may leads to earthquake, because top portion is there, you are going on digging in your bottom, so there is chance. Okay. And the third person is building a dam. This is also a reason. See, what we will usually do between two mountains, we will try to construct and we will try to store the water. What happens if the water is being stored? See, all natural person will have more strength than us. What you say as air, water, air, so all this what we say as 5 persons, they are more powerful than us. So what you are going to do, you are supposed to do, what you are thinking is, I am storing the water, but that water will affect the ground or the earth. So what happens, that become loose, or it may leads to earthquake. And the last person is nuclear explosion. The world country says we are not supposed to go for nuclear or nuclear weapons, but no country is bothered about it. They go on do nuclear explosive test and all. So all these tests also will leads to earthquake. So that is what I told. Finally, see, there is only 3 possibility for earthquake to occur naturally, but there are many reasons for earthquake to occur by man-made. So that is the situation. So just we have seen 4. There are some more reasons for earthquake also. Okay. So this is a world map showing the region where and all earthquake can occur. Okay. So when you see this, there is a more possibility for earthquake occurring in this region. Okay. Above Australia, Japan, Philippines, Indonesia, some part of China, Philippines, and this region. Okay. Again, some part of North America. So only this region there is a chance for more number of earthquakes. And again, what they say, very old map, if you try to see, all the continents were closer to each other and there was not a gap. The gap itself is created because the movement of plates. Okay, the plates has moved, so the countries has moved apart. So they say previously Australia were close with India, now it is moved far. So what happens is, already a gap like thing is there. So these areas are highly risk. Comparatively, some earthquake even occurred where that is mean marked in red, which is occurred in between the sea. Earthquake will not only occur in land, it will also occur in sea. So these are the regions with red colors, which indicate some earthquake has occurred. So disaster by earthquake, we are not prone. Okay, India is little bit safe, but again there is some areas in India where earthquake will occur is nothing but in the region of Himachal Pradesh, because there are mountains, and they say the height of the Mount Everest day by day it is increasing. Okay, for each and every year there is an increase. Why this increase is because movement of plates. Okay, so plates is moving, but here what happens, rather than earthquake, it is climbing up. Okay, earthquake will be more severe if the 2 blocks move such that they form a hole. In that case only earthquake will be more severe. So but it is happening in India in these regions. Okay, remaining region there is possibility is less, but there is a chance to receive earthquake vibration when it is occurring near Philippines and all. Okay, there will be a travel, just we will feel the vibration. So major portion is here. Then now you should have an instrument. As an engineer, our role comes here. Disaster is there. Okay, how to measure it? So earthquake recorder is there. This was detected by scientific instruments called sismometers. The word simso originate from Greek word. See, always there are Greek persons are well advanced. They try to visualize it and they try to give the name. That is why all these words are Greek words. So this particular meter sense, detect and convert a small movement in earth into an electrical signal. So movement of earth will be converted into electrical signal. Okay, so that is this instrument is going to do. So always earthquake will be measured in terms of Richter scale. We call it as M suffix L. Okay, the quantitative measure of an earthquake magnitude in terms of size. Okay, device was first manufactured in 1935. Okay, by an American seismologist, which is a person who deals with earthquake. Okay, so by the name of that particular person is being kept for the unit of measuring earthquake. Okay, that is why the name is called as Richter scale. Okay, then earthquake's magnitude is determined using logarithmic of amplitude. So the scale what we use is logarithmic scale, it is not a linear scale. Okay, so based upon the height of the graph we will try to tell the value of the earthquake. So this is what the instrument, this was the instrument which was developed. Later everything what we do, we move from mechanical parts to electrical parts, and then it will become fully automatic. Normally at the time of invention everything will be in manual. So what they have done is they kept a roller. So in this roller you have a paper. So continuously this roller is rotating. So once this roller is rotating, the paper also should roll. Okay, now they have kept a spring, and the end of the spring they have connected a pen with an heavy weight. Why they are connecting this heavy weight is, under normal condition these are not supposed to move. Okay, it will be just in a hanging position, just touching the paper. Okay, pen here, initially we started with the thermal pen. Now you will have all your sophisticated pen indicating device. Thermal pen is nothing but this paper, we call it as a thermal paper. So when you eat this paper, that particular portion alone will become black in color. So this handle is nothing but heated metal. So when this touches this paper, at that particular portion alone the paper becomes black. So that is technology which is being used. Now when the ground is moving down, this needle will go up, and in vice versa, when the ground is moving up, that needle will go down. So you will have a graph. Now this, what a graph which I have shown on the bottom of this, where we say P wave, S wave, then surface waves, and with the maximum magnitude. So when the earthquake starts at a very far end, you will have P wave. Then with this wave near approaching you, you will have S wave. Then you will have the entire wave, which is nothing but that instant has reached you, or the instant where you are sitting and recording, where you will have maximum. So one earthquake, I have already told, it will travel, we will feel it from the far end. So this is the time which is given to us. See, even some earthquake originate and you receive even after years. Okay, even that has occurred. Earthquake occurred at a particular instant and it start traveling and it has reached to a far end after a year. Even sometimes they have warned it, and sometimes this warning is not been accepted by the government. Once they feel it, then only they accepted. Okay, already we have received warning, but we have not taken any steps. Okay, like that it has happened. Whereas here it is just what we are showing is in 8 minutes. Within 8 minutes from the far end, it has come to S wave, and from next 10 minutes it has reached the maximum. So totally only 20 minutes time for the travel, which means the earthquake is not at a very far place. It may be occurred at very closer to you. Okay, so the main person in this is the spring and the weight. Okay, the spring and weight is playing a role in recording. Okay, so this is with respect to earthquake recorder. Then there is a level, we call it as any level greater than 8 is always with the maximum disaster. Then comes 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Usually in Chennai we will try to get it around 3 to 5. This 3 to 5, you will not have any severity, just you will feel the vibration. So this is always often felt, but only causes minor damages. If you are keeping a two-wheeler and if you are not put the stand properly, then there is a chance. Okay, that is what here. Anywhere between 5 to 6, there will be even damage in buildings gets cracked. The thing which you have to notice, when there is a earthquake between 3 to 5, this will not be able to damage your building and all. Okay, only small things can feel that jerk and get damaged. So but when it crosses 5 to 6, okay, 5 to 6 scale, then there is a chance for your building to get damaged. But when it goes beyond 6 to 6.9, major damages starts. Okay, and when it goes beyond 7.9, or even from 7 to 7.9 itself is a severe damage, entire building will get collapsed. So in this situation, what happens is, if there is more number of people inside that particular building, then there is a chance. So any value beyond 7 will have a major issue, and if it is gone beyond 8, then it may causes much more severity in damage. So so many times it has occurred beyond 8, and so many lives has come to an end. So that is with respect to earthquake. Then comes your next type is landslide. Landslide is nothing but, usually this will occur only in hilly regions. Okay, the entire portion of the upper visible land. In earthquake we have seen the land which is at your deep inside your earth, platelets moving. This is on the surface. Okay, the surface land, if it is moved, then we call it as landslide, or less frequently we are able to visualize. And landslide refers to several forms of mass wasting that includes a wide range of ground movement, such as rock fall, deep slope failures and all. Okay, so this usually will occur only in hilly region. So in India, if you see, you can see this landslides in Himachal Pradesh. Entire road itself will be totally moved or removed, so that you your entire, if road get damaged, then you cannot transport anything, and that also leads to so many problem. Okay, causes is, gravity is the primary driving force, because unless top you are having so much weight. For example, you have Ooty. If the population goes on increasing in Ooty or Kodaikanal, what happens is, now the weight increases, weight multiplied by gravity. So what happens is, landslide is there, possibility. So gravity is the primary driving force for a landslides to occur, but there are other factors affecting slope stability, that is the stability of the region, that produce specific condition that makes the slope to fall. Okay, in many cases landslide is triggered by a specific event such as heavy rainfall. So this you have to note, and due to this heavy rainfall only landslides will occur. And the reason is cutting of trees. When you cut more number of trees, automatically the soil get loosened up. So when the soil get loosened up, it can be easily removed by the water. If it is easily removed by water, automatically landslides will occur. Okay, so many cases when you have seen, the landslide is due to heavy rainfall, and even some earthquake also will leads to landslides. Okay, so here you can see an photo where due to flood, due to heavy rain, there is heavy water flowing. So because of this, what happened is, the entire road has been gone to landslide. So now what happens is, there will be a break in the path. So food commodities or any other essential thing carrying to that region will become a problem. So this is also a disaster, but this is a time oriented. It will take a little time for us to come back. Okay, and one more thing here I have to say is, Asia was found to be most affected continent, where 75% of the landslide occur, in which 25% of the landslide has occurred in India. Okay, even more latest to 12 years we are saying. So wherever you have mountain and wherever there is heavy rainfall, there is chance for occurring of your landslides. Okay. Then comes flood. I think we all might have not forgetted the 2015. So in 2015 there was a flood in Chennai. Till that instant we might have not seen. We might have seen only in books, textbook saying flood and all. So flood are the most frequent type of natural disaster and occur even an overflow of water submerged land that is usually dry. Okay, usually it will be dry, suddenly more water will come and everything will submerge. That is what happened in Chennai also. We were submerged inside the water. We will see why that is and all happened. Then river floods are caused when continued rain. See, normally river will flow with a particular dia. If the rainfall increases, the dia of the river will increase, thereby the buildings which are closer to the river will be submerged. Okay, and coastal floods are caused by storm surge associated with tropical cyclones and tsunamis. So where when we are closer to sea, then we can expect tsunamis and cyclones. And when we are in a state where we have rivers, then due to rivers we will have. Another thing is flood. In Chennai both the cases not there, but we have had a flood in 2015. We don't have any rivers which carry water and suddenly increase in water. That and all is not possible, because in our water normal times or every time there will be no water flowing. So that case is not there, and we are not coastal and to feel strong cyclone and all. We are not like Japan or Indonesia where they try to get cyclones and tsunamis. So our case is the third one. Okay, we will see what is the reason and all. Now let us start with discussing about flood disaster in Chennai in 2015. Okay, so first thing we all should know, there are around 12 lakes present in and around Chennai, like Ambattur Lake, Chetpak Lake, Chittalapakam Lake, Korattur Lake, Manali Lake, Pallavaram Lake, Porur Lake, Kolattur Lake, Velacheri, then Pudal Lake, then Chembrambakam Lake and Solavaram Lake. In this what we supposed to see is, I think you all know about Pallavaram Lake. Okay, Pallavaram Lake is next to our college. Okay, then comes your Velacheri Lake. You all know, when you might have crossed that 100 feet road, you might have seen a lake. So all these lakes are there, but there is no provision for the lake to hold water. Day by day you are reducing the size of the lake and you are building house. So lake has become smaller in size, so they cannot hold more amount of water. So any water is coming, this should enter the lake and the lake should get filled. But what happens is, instead of filling the lake, your region is being filled with lake. Okay, so however these lakes are not interconnected to each other since the path is blocked. Previously there was a link between all these lakes, so each and every lake is connected. So one lake, if it is get over, it will fill the next lake, like that we had a connection. But what happened is, now we have constructed building on the path of the channel where this water has to flow. That is why we went to flood. Okay, so I will say, let us start from your river which is called Palar. So from Palar it has to come to Tambram. Okay, then it has to come to our region Pallavaram, then it has to come to Pallikarnai, then it has to go to OMR, then it has to go to sea. So this was the path should be there for the excess water to flow from the river which we call it as Palar. But there all that been blocked and you have constructed buildings and colleges. Okay, so all that leads to so many issues. We are not supposed to say the college names and all the colleges has been built. So what happened, that finally the pathway is being blocked. So due to that blockage of pathway only, water was trying to find a path, but it was unable to find any path, so it entered into a region where we are staying. Okay, so that was happened. So in November 2015, it was 121.86 centimeter of rain Usually Chennai will receive only 40.74. So you can see it is thrice the time of rain. So November, as we have heavy rain in 2015 in November, what happened is already I have told you have not properly maintained the lake. So all the lake, if it is received 3 times the water, because normally all the lakes will be dry, because Chennai we will not have any rain. Only if you have rain, then only you can fill the lake. So what was the condition at the November 2015 is all the lakes were empty. All the lakes was being filled thrice the value of every year. So every year the lakes will be filled only 40.74 centimeter. At the time it was filled with 121 centimeters. Now it has cautioned, be ready. But what happened on December 1? That was in November. After a month, received 100 years record breaking of 27.2. That record breaking is at the duration of December. What will be the rainfall? So usually the rainfall in the month of December will be 19.1 centimeter. But that year it was only slightly greater than. See, from 19 to it went only 27.2. But what was the problem is, this before this 27.2 centimeter itself we have already got 121. So all our poor lakes already been full water. So no lake can withstand more water. Obviously what happened is, the human people near the lakes, they break up or they opened the channel. So water starts to flowing in the direction whichever is feasible for that water to flow. So what happened is, unregulated urban planning and illegal constructions of building, improper design and maintenance of drainage system, climate change and rise of population. This is the major concern. See, we all come from various parts of Tamil Nadu and settled in Chennai for our work. So day by day the population of Chennai is increasing. If the population increase, the population should have building. For building we go for illegal place where you are not supposed to build. It is a place where at the time of flood water has to flow. All that portion is being covered and they have started building. So what happens is, due to that water is unable to flow, so it tries to flow in other path. The path is where you are living. Okay, so that is the cause for flood. The population has tremendously increased in the last decade. However, proper steps were not taken for this population to settle. To live, the residents of Chennai occupied the lakes and their drainages resulted in stagnation of water. This stagnation of water leads to flooding of the Chennai. Need were also increased. Reaching to all the victim was impossible, or which made the water to come inside your buildings. This was a photo near Chembarambakam. What happened is, at the night some people, they have opened the lake. Why they open is, if they are not opening, it may break on any side. The people who try to open, they will try to open for the other people area, so that it will not come into their area water. So night they have opened it. So what happened is, drainage of lakes were occupied by building. Then the tremendous population rise has resulted in very high damage. Okay, so this is what has happened. Consequence of flood, all transportation facility were blocked. School, colleges declared holiday. Almost all the streets were flooded. Power supply was cut down from a day to week. Storage of food supply became problem. Water scarcity, more water on road but no water to drink. So that is water scarcity. Loss of life and property. So small houses are like thatched house will be totally removed by flood. So even if they have not known when they were sleeping or such condition, if this flood is coming, then even chance for death. Okay. Conclusion is, Chennai can be further prevented from flooding. So this is what we are learning the subject, disaster management. We are in thinking with respect to management side. how to overcome or how to prevent, how to escape. So that is what our subject intention. See, it is occurring, flood is occurring. Flood is due to so many reason, man-made reason and natural reason. Who expect that Chennai will receive more than 127? No one might have expected. So that is from the nature side. From our side, we have not created a space for the water to flow. So it is both side mistake. So now what is the conclusion? Chennai can be further prevented by flooding by constructing structure using proper plan. So you should not allow the construction people to construct everywhere. Lake should not be occupied by the people. So lake should be a lake so that excess water can come and fill in that particular portion. So drains of the lake should not be occupied. So if I, at any worst case, if I want to open, if I open and that region, there should not be any building so that it will not be damaging. Lakes must be properly maintained. That is, you have to dig your lake and make it more depth so that it can store more water. Flooding is a result of global warming. See, when you get more and more eaten up, then there is chance for more cloud and formation. If more cloud formation, then chance for flood. Heavy rains leads to flood. We must be ready at any time to face any disaster. City should be planned and then you should construct. So this is what is conclusion to come out of flood. Next is drought. We all know, if this is opposite of flood, there is no rain. If there is no rain, then obviously no water. If there is no water to drink, then that leads to drought. Okay, often result in mass displacement of population, leads to water and food storage, and is likely to have long-term environment. And this fellow is not occurring over the night. Okay, repeatedly you are polluting a particular area. See, like putting some chemicals in ground. So repeatedly, at one first day it will not damage. When this chemical is being brought in contact with water, nature will try to protect. But what happens? If you continuously, if you are putting that chemical to your ground, so entire groundwater will be useless. So that leads to drought. Okay, so often predictable. This one is often predictable. So you can stop that company. You can try to protect the period of unusual dryness and normal well weather. Advance warning is possible. I can warn and I can close that company, or I can ask them to clean the water before leaving that into the ground. So factor influencing demographic pressure on the environment. Whoever want can do whatever thing. That is the situation. So that leads to this particular disaster. Then food insecurity. You have to store it in pakka condition so that it is not been damaged. Then economic system, poor infrastructure, poor health status, absence of warning system. See, if a person is allowing a particular chemical to be mixed with water, you have to warn them. Pollution, displacement and other concurrent situation, economic crisis, political instability. If there is no party which is governing, if there is a problem in the political itself, they will not look into our situation and all. They will try to keep the power. So at that condition, all these things will happen. So in previous years in India, a massive disaster has been occurred in 2013 in Madhya Pradesh, where they don't have even food and so many people has died. Then it has occurred in 2016-17 in Tamil Nadu. To some extent, we were not having any water and all these things we were facing. And in worldwide, if you see, it was occurred in 1876, where so many people have died. Okay, again in Bengal, it has occurred in 1770, a very huge year back. We don't know whether our grandfather or so many our relation itself might have not seen this, but these are the incidents which have occurred. Okay, this is a photo in Maharashtra, what I have told in 2013. You can see the crack in the land such that it is very huge crack. So that amount of groundwater is being totally drained. You don't have any water at all. And see, they are taking water from a single well. so more people try to take, so they will get only less amount of water. Okay, this has 40 years back it has started, and then finally led due to in 2013. Okay, then comes fire. All this fires and all 80% to 90% is human made. Due to humans this has occurred. The most common cause for fire are lightning strike, but nowadays we are putting all lightning arresters. So by lightning, direct strike is not there, but indirect strike is there. What is that indirect strike is? Might have striked somewhere and travelled through our cables, though that is an indirect. And one more indirect strike is there, is charge separation, where lightning is triggered at a particular instant, there it will become more negative, with respect to another region will get more positive, so charges are separated. So due to this also there is a problem. Okay, then fire is caused due to volcano, then man-made fire rising from, I will say what and all the reason why we are getting man-made fires. A side effect of wildfires, this is nothing but the forests get fires. Again this you cannot see in India, you can see more in Australia, and there the entire forests get fired. So what happens is that forests get fire, that will induce smoke, and this smoke will travel, that will create a problem of breathing. Okay, so that is again an indirect effect. So one way somewhere gets fire and the smoke starts to travel. I think this even we felt in last year in Chennai, the smoke somewhere it has got, and that smoke has travelled, and we are able to visualize that smoke problem and all. Then in India, a massive fire accident which was occurred, which is Bhopal gas tragedy, we all know, recalling the night of December 2-3 1984 in Bhopal, still sends a severe down in the spine of those who have there. Okay, they have lost their spine bone, and due to this toxic methyl isotane which has been liberated, gas leaked from the factory owned by Union Cadbury. So the gas silently spread out, densely populated area around the factory was there. People woke up and ran outside, desperately gasping from breath, only to take more of the deadly gas. So inside the home it was less, but unfortunately what happened is all they felt that let us move out and breathe air, but when they move out of their house, they were inhaling more amount of gas, and more has died. Many died in their sleep, while others went blind. When they came out of the house for thinking they can get a good air, the toxic went inside their eyes, and they have become blind. Over time several people suffered from past, until now also there is suffer due to this problem. So this is a very major tragedy which has occurred in India, that we call it as Bhopal gas tragedy. Then this also you might have known, in a place called Srinagar, marriage, fire has occurred in marriage due to electrical wire. Why I am showing this is we all should know, because we come under as an electrical. What has occurred here is a small, they have put a joint, in that joint it was sparking, they ignored about the spark, that spark has catched fire, and due to proper way of escape is not there, everything was collapsed. Around 57 people attending the wedding has lost their life, which includes both the groom also. Okay, who started their life has come to end due to this. A temporary power line to the authority makeshift catch fire. So that is what the major issue occurred here. Then this also you also know, at Kumbakonam school fire, a school, in this case what happens, fire has occurred, but unfortunately there is no way to escape. Okay, lack of open space with closely located classroom and very small exit gate and makeshift this arched roof. You are not supposed to permit arched roofs for schools, but they had, and the lack of ventilation, there was no air supply, so that was also increased the fire level. With 900 students on roll call in a very small place, and no disaster management plan, that they don't have fire extinguishers and all, they don't have, the rescue mission was very difficult, and 94 innocent lives were lost in this tragedy. Okay, so when you see fire, mostly always fire comes under man-made. Natural is only in forest, and that is not directly related, it is related like in the form of smoke. So with this, today's session, we will try to wind up our presentation.